Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Byond's 3 Secrets to Scaling Your Technology Software Business. Hello, I'm Laurie Wiggins, CEO of Byond. Our speaker today will be Hector Del Castillo, Chief Product Officer at Byond. Hector, how are you?
Doing great, and it's a pleasure to be here today.
Great. Let's talk about some general housekeeping rules. First of all, participants are in listen-only mode throughout the entire discussion, and this helps ensure the best audio quality for all. If you do encounter any sound issues, please refresh your browser and check your audio settings. Submit your questions anytime through the chat window, and we will answer them either during the discussion or afterwards during Q&A. We are recording today's session, and we will share a link to the video after the session today. Feel free to reach out to us on Twitter. You have both Hector's handle and my handle, or via LinkedIn. A special thanks goes to Scott Taylor, who does our video editing and producing. Thanks, Scott. And now I'd like to turn this presentation over to Hector.
Thank you so much, Laurie, and hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for attending today's discussion. And as promised, it's going to be a short, brief discussion. We are going to be having some Q&A portion at the very end, a few minutes at least. So that is our goal for today. And today is, who should be in the audience? Number one, CEOs that want to scale their business. CEOs with a growth mindset, and CEOs that want to build an enduring business. So if you are one of these, welcome. And also if you're tinkering and wondering, the difference between growth versus scaling, these are all things that we're going to be discussing in today's talk. This presentation, you will learn how to scale your business and the difference between growth and scaling your business, and what to do today to get started scaling your business. Does this sound like you? You've worked hard for years to grow your business and you want it to endure. You want to increase the resilience of your business based on all the changes and the pace of changes that you're seeing today in today's markets. You are deeply committed to taking care of your people, your workers, ensure proper use of your intellectual property, and ensure that your business mission and vision endures. If this is you, then let's move on to the next space. Just to let you know, there is nothing for sale today. It's just a straight talk about goals and how to figure out how to provide value that will talk about specifically some of the things that you may be interested in at the end. So stick around and we'll offer you some useful gifts that you can use. So who are we? Laurie Wiggins is CEO of Byond, and she has worked in technology businesses for over 30 years. She has helped businesses grow their revenue since 2010. And she loves to help other executives to get the maximum price and value for their business. She is a Virginia Tech graduate, go Hokies, and she loves to sing and travel with her husband and family. Myself, Hector Del Castillo, I am Chief Product Officer at Byond, and I have also worked in technology companies for over 30 years. I also love to help executives scale their technology and software businesses. That's the bulk of my experiences working in technology and software businesses. I'm a graduate of UC Santa Barbara and also a graduate of UT El Paso. I love running, I play soccer and walk, and I love traveling as well. So a little bit about ourselves. Focusing on what is growth versus scaling. And these two charts are kind of state the difference between growth, business growth, and scaling. On the left-hand side of this chart is a growing business, right? Not only is your revenue growing, but also your cost structures are growing. And usually cost structures tend to build up faster than the revenue growth. because often you have to invest first and have something to offer before you actually get the revenue through that. And a growth in the business doesn't necessarily mean that the profitability of your business grows as well. It is not a linear relationship between revenue growth and profitability of your company. A scaling business is one where you're still getting growth in your top line, the revenue, sales revenue, but you're also doing a lot of things within your business to actually turn cost structures that can turn from capital expenses to operational expenses. And many of these fixed and variable cost structures of operating expenses turn them into mostly a lot of fixed costs instead. And over time, you're going to find out that by doing both, growing your top line, but also then cost reducing without losing value, your business, your entire business becomes more profitable. And that allows you to continue to grow faster than the market, faster than your competition. So that's the difference between growth and scaling. So if you're looking to scale your business, here's some of the things that we're going to be talking about. 3 secrets as to how you can actually scale up your business growth. So we talk about exponential business growth as being a version of scaling your business growth. And it shows that there are 3 things that you need to focus on at the same time. Focus on customer value, focus on collaborator value, and focus on building company value. And all 3 values have to be increasing over time in order for you to do this. So you have to manage and enable your teams to actually manage all 3 values that make up your unique value proposition for your entire business. And often getting to this unique value proposition and maintaining it in the market is what takes work, because as things change in the market, your unique value changes. And often you need to reposition your offering in front of your customers, and even do so when you're trying to acquire new customer segments. So let's focus on each one of these values and exactly what does it mean for you to maintain the unique value proposition, because these are 3 different swim lanes that you have to manage as your business continues to grow. And in order to achieve growth, let's focus on the first one, which is customer value. Customer value is about maintaining and increasing the desirability of your entire business. What this means is you have to focus on ways to continue to improve and increase perceived customer value. That is the value that your customers perceive from anything that you're offering in the marketplace. Also, being able to improve and manage and deliver a consistent customer journey in the way that the customers want to be treated. So that really is about understanding buyer behavior and understanding what is that expected customer journey so that you can continue to be best in class at delivering a consistent customer experience that your customers are looking for. By doing so, you're finding out that by doing this, managing the customer experience, it doesn't only allow you to retain customers, it also will attract new customers and allows you to make it easier that over time you will acquire new customers buying from you instead of someone else. And focusing on also setting up the right strategic distributors is also another way of figuring out how to retain, but also acquire customer segments that are in that market. And often these are pre-existing businesses that you have to continue to look for, identify, and then establish business relationships so that you can get access to those distributors' customers so they become your customers. So that is all that's entailed in increasing and improving customer value over time. Let's focus now on the second piece of value, which is collaborator value. And collaborator value is about increasing the feasibility of your entire business. It's about looking for the right partners so that you can convert them into strategic long-term partners. Looking and identifying for the right suppliers so that the right suppliers that help you reduce your time to market, increase value, your unique value proposition over time. You want to make those exclusive to you to prevent them from your competitors from accessing those same suppliers. And this often takes additional work that is going on behind the scenes from your customers to be able to figure out how to continue to maintain and improve your collaborator value for your entire business. So a lot of work in maintaining the feasibility of your business, in maintaining your collaborator value. Let's move on to the third piece. And the third piece is about understanding your company value, how to continue to evolve your company value. And the company value is about increasing or maintaining the viability of your business model. So what does that mean? Well, number one, culture is everything. You can't have the right strategy if you don't have the right culture, because culture eats strategy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So the first thing is you want to make sure is that you have the right culture within your organization, and that should be a growth mindset culture. An example of a growth mindset culture is where one continuously is looking to, executives are looking to continuously and inspire and motivate their workers, especially the workers that are customer facing, to ensure that they're not only retaining customers, but they're delivering the best experience and acquire customers at the same time. Inspired workers will inspire and create loyal customers, and loyal customers will bring you more customers. That's where it starts, with the people, inspiring your people once you have a growth mindset culture. A growth mindset culture also focuses on looking for ways to increase customer lifetime value. That is, the value of customer segments that you're selling into, and how to continue to increase that lifetime value of those customers so they become very profitable customers to you over time. So it's a matter of figuring out ways to continue to deliver higher value, upsell them over time, and get them to buy more often. All combinations of these things are things that are needed in order for you to retain customers and retain the right customers. Maybe often churn some customers that you don't want to retain, but focusing on increasing customer lifetime value. You also then will focus on increasing shareholder or owner lifetime value, because as the company builds value, then the shareholder value will also increase over time. And there are things that are multipliers to all of these things that are about creating value. Finally, if you do all of these things, you will find that over time, you will get to that scaling your business growth, because scaling your business is about looking for ways to continue to improve the profitability of your entire business. And regardless of whether your product portfolio remains the same or you continue to expand your product portfolio, you do so while maintaining highest profitability, specifically when it comes to comparing to others in the same industry in your market. So there's a lot of benchmarking involved in understanding what your position and your business position and its profitability compared to the industry average. So these are the three ways that you can focus on scaling your business. And as I mentioned earlier, it's not just one of these. You have to focus on all three at the same time. And then therefore you have to enable your people, your leaders, to be managing customer value at the same time that you're managing collaborator value, at the same time that you're managing company value. And all three have this type of relationship. As one builds, the other one falls. And over time, you need to make sure that you stay in balance so that customer value, collaborator value, company value, all three of them are growing together, even though often the forces are that as you build one, other ones want to fall. And it's a continuous process of managing all three that make up your company's unique value proposition. And what we find is that most times, most people will equate to growth to just growing the top line, and they don't really focus on growing the bottom line, which is your company's profitability. And by ensuring that you have growth across all three in type of values, that you're actually going to be able to improve your entire company's profitability over time. So now that we talked about this particular framework, here's the ways that you can actually go about scaling your business. And these are two choices that you have. You have the easy way, which is, the hard way first, which is any combination of these, becoming a business scaling growth expert, which means you have to focus on learning all the different things that equate to scaling your business, understand industry, market, all these things, and also maybe attend expensive seminars, boot camps, conferences. Any combination of these things are available to you when you're looking to become a business scaling growth expert. And you can also hire expensive consultants to help you figure out what is going on and what is the best course of action to manage your entire company's unique value proposition. So this is the hard way. And often you find that if you're actually working on growing the company, you're not going to be able to be effective at doing this because your attention is needed when people who need to operate the business to make decisions. The easy way is follow our methodology and our framework and be able to exponentially grow your business. And we can talk about more about how you actually can learn to use our methodology and framework in a minute. So let's move on to review what we've talked about today. We talked about the difference between growing your business and scaling your business. And that scaling your business is about figuring out not only how to improve your growth in revenue, but also improve the growth of the profitability of your company as you continue to evolve the entire business. Adaptability is key to continue to improve profitability of your business. And in order for you to scale up your business growth, you have to then maintain all these different values and understand that you can actually start doing this today. How do you make it happen? And how do you do it? And where do you start? Well, let's talk more about how we can help you. There are 3 ways that we can help you. 3 things we can do for you. If you're interested in scaling your business and getting into the exponential growth mode for your business, we can help you understand how much work it will take for you and your teams to scale your business. We can also help you assess your company's readiness to scale. And we can also help you set up a process to quickly adapt and pivot based on market changes and enable and empower your leaders, your team leaders, to be able to manage all the different aspects that are about exponential growth of your business. So these are the ways that we can help on any of these. And by the way, I also want to point out that if you have any questions, be sure to type them in using the Q&A portion because we will have some spare time and we'll close within 30 minutes or less. So make sure you type in any questions on anything that I've talked about. So number 1, if you're interested in attending or setting up an appointment with us to actually discuss all the ways that we can help you scale your business, you can set up an appointment with us and you can follow this short URL at the bottom of the slide, which is bit.ly/Byond appointment. And Byond appointment, this entire short URL will be sent to you via chat so that you don't have to write it down. We will simply make it available to you via the chat line. So be looking for this short URL on the chat line.
It's included.
Thank you so much, Laurie. Thank you, Laurie. And also, if you're interested in attending a workshop where we can show you our framework and how to use our methodology to scale your business and empower your teams to scale your business, you can also contact us via email and let us know that you're interested so that we can keep you in mind, because we're thinking about coming up with a workshop that we're going to offer in the next few weeks in order for that you can attend so that you can learn how to follow this framework and this methodology to enable your teams to scale your business. And specifically, we focus on technology and software businesses. This is our expertise. We talked about earlier that both Laurie and I have over 30 years of experience working with technology and software companies. And we've actually been in there in the middle of, in the front line, so to speak, of these companies in figuring out how to scale their growth. And we're willing to share this information, this knowledge with all of you if you're looking to scale your business growth. And other than that, Laurie, do we have any questions from the audience?
While we're waiting on those Q&A, I have a couple of questions, and that is, Hector, can you suggest some quick improvements to increased customer value? What is something that our audience could take away today and actually help themselves?
Sure. So one of the things that I say that most companies need to do is, number one, they need to have consistent, great demos, because before you get any sale, you have to show proof. And besides testimonials and maybe even some case studies, use cases, people will actually want to see the working product and say, hey, given my use case, how can you help me, right? And often automating and making sure that you have consistency in your demos, no matter who's involved in doing a demo, is the number one thing that allows you to get the attention of prospective customers. So when it comes to enhancing that customer experience, understand that demos are typical in your business when you're a technology and software company. And it's basically like, show me kind of before I buy, show me that you can actually deliver the value and that it's working product and that, you know, how it can help me given my scenario and my use cases that I have in mind. Mm-hmm. So often it takes work to actually automate demos, right? Because not only do you have to come up with relevant use cases that specific customers are looking for, you need to actually start looking at what are the ways that, you know, your customers are using your product today, and not only what they're saying, but what exactly, you know, how exactly are they using it, and be able to package that into your demos over time to be able to then acquire similar customers to the ones that you're studying, you're analyzing in the way that they're using your product today.
Great, thank you. Another question, and that is, how do you inspire a growth mindset in a company? How do you inspire your executives, your staff, your contractors?
I think for what I would say, it's a continuous process, especially when you have an environment where you have a lot of churn in your workers, which you may have. This happens all the time in retail, for example. There's a lot of churn in retail workers, and often it's a lot of training and retraining and enablement of all of your customer-facing employees. Not just the marketing and salespeople, but everyone who actually is customer-facing. If you're a retailer, even your cashiers. If you have other, you know, an actual location where, you know, maybe everybody that is actually, you know, hosting in the customers, guiding them, helping them navigate through where they need to go based on why they're coming in, you know, in the first place. And this can be done also online as well, because often you need to have, you know, some trails that says, okay, what type of customer are you? And then guide them and make those available without having to do a lot of clicks. That with 0 clicks, or maybe even 1 or maybe 2 clicks at the most, they're already to where they want to go and get the information they're looking for. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these techniques is about understanding what is that expected customer journey, and then making sure that you make it very easily available and frictionless in the way that your customers can find the right information that they're looking for very quickly.
Great. Thank you so much for those answers, Hector. And for our audience, we do work with scalers, buyers, and sellers of lower mid-market technology companies. And feel free to contact us, that's the last chart, for further discussion. We'll be happy to talk with you. You want to go to the last chart? Thank you. This concludes our webinar for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Please stay safe, you and your family, and take care of yourselves. Hector, thank you so much for your presentation.
Laurie, it's been a pleasure. And audience, thanks so much for being here today. And let us know if you have any questions. Reach out to both Laurie and I. Thank you so much.